Hello there, people of the internet. This is not your typical content you would usually see on this channel, but I'm here today to talk about an urgent and heartbreaking situation currently unfolding in my home country, Lebanon. The reason behind this video is that it is crucial for you to understand the reality on the ground as the Israeli attacks escalate. This is not just a news story, it's about real people, our families, our home, and our future. Now, a bit of historical context. Lebanon has faced a long history of conflicts throughout the years, leaving deep scars that remain till this day. In 2006, for example, a major conflict erupted between a political party called Hezbollah and the country of Israel, leading to widespread destruction and displacement. The war lasted for 34 days, resulting in more than 1,000 Lebanese casualties. Since then, Lebanon has struggled with political instability, economic turmoil, and ongoing tensions with Israel, highlighted by periodic skirmishes and bombings along the southern border. Now, with the current situation, I just want to emphasize that when October 7 happened, Israeli airstrikes have targeted various locations in Lebanon, including residential areas, schools, and healthcare facilities. As of now, from 16th of September, which is this month, up until Saturday 28, which was 3 days ago, Israel has been ordering out airstrikes on Lebanon in many different areas and cities where many civilians reside, ranging from kids, women, men, and many others who has nothing to do with this war. Those airstrikes led to more than 1,030 martyrs, including 56 of them that are children and 87 of them that are women, and 6,352 wounded. And when I say wounded, I don't mean sprung ankles and broken fingers and whatnot. We're talking about being between life and death. And you can only imagine from there what I mean by that. Now, the attacks have resulted in unimaginable suffering. Hospitals are functioning at capacity and there is a dire shortage of medical supplies and food. Families are struggling to find shelter and basic necessities, with more than 1 million civilians fleeing their homes to escape the violence and the destruction. Can you imagine 1 million civilians fleeing? They're leaving behind their houses, their lands, their belongings, everything they stand for. They're leaving that behind and they're coming to basically the capital. They're on the streets. They're literally laying on like foamy materials on the street because of what is happening. Lebanon was already grappling with an economic crisis, with inflation rates skyrocketing and the currency losing over 90% of its value since 2019. The current situation exacerbates this crisis, pushing more people into poverty and loss of homes. Now, to tell you, I want to share my experience with these war crimes that has been falling onto us for almost a decade. For instance, I mentioned earlier that these recent events and escalations started happening since the 16th of September, which is this month. Before that, we've been living in constant sort of stress and anxiety, with each day having to deal with Israelis' jets breaking the sound barrier in the sky of Lebanon, making loud sonic booms that makes buildings shake, windows glass breaking, and most importantly, the people being in constant fear and in a state of shock because of the sounds that it makes. It made sleeping and sitting in peace hard to acquire, and in my case as well, making content was almost impossible to do, but I delivered nonetheless. I kept posting every single day. I didn't miss a day, but still that anxiety, that fear, that anxiousness was still there. Many people have developed a depression and a will to off themselves because they couldn't live like this anymore. And still till this day, the sheer amount of kids, the sheer amount of women and men and families that literally cannot live like this anymore. You can understand what that means. In the most recent times, on Friday the 28th at 6:30 p.m. to be exact, I was literally on the balcony cleaning under our beautiful plants pots and waiting for my parents to get back from a dentist's appointment when suddenly a very loud series of booms occurred with the whole building shaking because of it. And for that brief moment, I felt like, all right, this is literally it. We are getting bombed constantly. And that can only mean that we're all going to die right here, right now. Like, this is literally it. This is our time. So I immediately started praying and I started calling out to God, because what else can you do in such situation? You can literally do nothing. Nothing. I immediately rushed to the kitchen's balcony to see from there, because it sorts of shows the city of Beirut from there and the port of it, in case they decided to bomb it again, of course. Many people from the whole neighborhood went out on their balconies to do the same. And you can almost see that it's some sort of instinct to do in our case, since the huge port explosion that happened back in 2020. You might have heard of it, and if you haven't, you can see the destruction that left behind. Many people were killed back then on the rubble. People were injured, and one of them was my very distant cousin from my mom's side of the family. He was a firefighter. There was something going on at the port already, because weaponry was stored there for some unknown reason. He was helping people over there, and we lost him, just like many people and families lost their loved ones. So back to the story, back to what happened with me on Friday. My mom immediately called me on the phone while they were at the supermarket, and she was shaking in fear, not knowing what to do, asking me what the hell just happened, telling me that all the people that were there screaming and running around, rushing to the exit. I immediately rushed to look on the news what was happening. And that's when I saw that the Israeli forces have carpet bombed the southern suburbs of the city of Beirut in an attempt to assassinate the leader of the political party, which is called Hezbollah, by using around 85 US bunker buster bombs called Mark 84 series, which weighs approximately 2,000 to 5,000 pounds each. For context, those missiles penetrates Earth's surface before exploding due to a delayed fuse. And for your information, the use of bunker buster bombs in residential areas are considered a violation in international humanitarian law under the Geneva Convention. Just to clear that out, by the way. Anyways, Israel has been bombing non-stop everywhere in residential areas in my country ever since till this very day. And trust me, they won't stop until they create another Gaza from my country. It's already been shown from them, from their map that they keep showing. If you don't know what that means, search it up. What is Greater Israel map? And you'll see what I mean. You'll see the countries that are mentioned, which is one of them is my country, Lebanon, and what they want to do with that. And I want to emphasize on the fact that this is not just happening in Lebanon. Just to clear that out, it's been happening to Palestine for over a decade, and it happened to Syria, it happened to Iraq, and now Yemen, for trying to help us. Isn't that crazy? These stories represent thousands of families who are currently living in fear and uncertainty. They are not just numbers, they are our brothers and sisters and friends. You can imagine, right? Now, on the international scale, international organizations like the United Nations and various NGOs have called for an immediate ceasefire and humanitarian aid access. However, the situation remains critical. But here's how you can help. I'm not asking for money. I'm not asking for any of that sort of stuff. I just want you to share this video with others. Talk to your friends and family and raise awareness about what is happening in Lebanon. Do your researches and send us your prayers. Your voice matters. Now I will show you clips and videos and reports from various news channels of what has been happening to make it easier for you to visually see rather than just hearing words and numbers and statistics.
يا الله شو ها؟ يا واحد ثاني واحد ثاني. يا الله هيدا المبلوع، هيدا المشروع اللي قالوا عنه. يلا عن إلهك يا راح المال وراح الراح. هتشوفوا يا شباب، مش قاعد تتفرجوا، هتشوفوا. صار جميل. البنايات كلها على الأرض، البنايات كلها على الأرض. الله بعوض. هذا الملجأ كله تحت، كله والع، ماش في شي. غلطة كلها على واحد اثنين ثلاثة أربعة 6 بنايات مضررين وهذه
هيدا محل تاني نخلة، شفتوها؟ هلا في ضربة جديدة، شفتوها؟
نعم. ما بتقطع ما بتقطع ما بتقطع بلا بتقطع. يلا ايه بروم، هيك بدك تعجل شوي. يلا بروم 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 بروم، احسن ما يسمتوا صاروخ تاني. بروم بروم، روح روح روح.
فؤاد، هيدي يا خي الطريق بعدها مسكر، لك من مجورة عاملين.
كيف هبطت البناية؟
هبطت. نزلوا بناية.
غارة على الغازية تاني.
I want to thank you for taking the time to listen. Your awareness and support can make a difference in the lives of those who are suffering in Lebanon. Let's stand in solidarity with the people of Lebanon, my people, during this devastating time. Together we can be a beacon of hope. All eyes on the Middle East. May God protect Lebanon. May God protect us all. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. Peace.